I am Richie Waddell, and I am awake. It is my responsibility as a father to make sure that my family is protected. Everything that comes through my doors, it is my responsibility to make sure it is safe for my kids to consume. It is safe for my kids to have in their hands or in their pockets. It is safe for every individual of my family. That's my responsibility. And my mistake in the past is I've left that up to the FDA and other governmental organizations to take on that responsibility without me doing it as well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have those organizations in place, but what I am saying is that as the head of your household, it is your responsibility to ensure the safety of the individuals of your family. Your responsibility. Do not let the fact that we have governmental organizations in place to view and regulate the safety of items, do not let that make you not do your own inclusive report. It is your responsibility to make sure that every item is safe, no matter what. So it kind of upsets me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I look at this, report that is released right here, February 2nd, 2018, federal research raises flags about cancer risk from cell phone radiation. Federal research. Right here from Washington, date. Data from the largest ever animal study of cell phone radiation effects released today by the Federal National Toxicology Program. This is the Federal National Toxicology Program. Confirms earlier evidence from human studies that cell phone radiation increases the risk of cancer. The research found that male rats exposed to radio frequency radiation had a greater chance of developing malignant brain cancer, tumors in the heart, and tumors in other organs. Various tumors were also observed in mice exposed to radio frequency radiation. The amount of radiation to which the laboratory animals were exposed included the levels emitted by cell phones millions of people use every day. Now, this next part is what gets me. You see, this next part begins because it's a quotation. It's got quotation marks around it. So this quotation is actually coming from the doctor. Probably the doctor. Oh, let's see. The senior science advisor at EWG. Okay? Now, this is a doctor. This is the most authoritative study published that connects cancer with cell phone radiation. It should raise alarms for policymakers and awareness for all Americans. You know, you can might as well take out that about policymakers, and it can raise alarms for an awareness for all Americans. It raises an alarm in my heart when I see that. These studies should have been done before more than 90% of Americans, including children, started using the technology day in and day out. So the doctor is saying that. Why was the technology not researched thoroughly before being released? Why do we see that time and time again? Time and time again. Asbestos. PCBs. It's my responsibility to see what comes in my home. I am the gatekeeper. So what do? You have to use cell phones. We're using cell phones in society. Well, there is a safe way to use them, or a safer way to use them. Okay, reduce the risk of cell phone usage. Okay, keep them away from you. Don't put them up to your ear. Put them on speakerphone. You know, have them on some type of Bluetooth device, or go straight through headphones so that the device can be away from you. Get a little headphone device with a little microphone so that you can have conversations and everything's good. No, you're good with that. that if you're going to use your cell phone, that is the best way to do it. Limit it. Keep it away from you. Turn it off. That's what we're going to do. We're going to enact a policy to where we don't use it hardly at all. And when we do, it's going to be as a tool. And as we do, it's going to be limited. And when we do, it's going to be as far away from us as we can. When cell phones first came out and I first started hearing about them having radiation, I actually stopped using them for a while. And then eventually, when I did use them, I actually kept them away from me, kept them turned off most of the time. Definitely never had them in my pocket. We were very aware of where our cell phones was and how we used them. In the end, though, I slipped. And the reason I slipped is I convinced myself that as long as the FDA had approved them, then surely they must not do that much damage. You are the gatekeeper. It's your responsibility, regardless of what institution says any device is safe. It's your responsibility to do your own research. God bless.